Hi, I'm Karen Drake, and this is my individual project Milestone 2. Over here, you can see my backend. I'm using Flask. Uh, Here's all my queries and routes. They're organized by the page that they work for. Over here is my front end. I'm using React Invite, so I could set my project up to use shadecn components. Here are all the components I've imported so far, and we have a nav bar and our pages. To start out my environment, I wrote a VS Code task which runs uh, the MySQL80 service on my computer. Then it runs the backend just by server.py, and finally it runs the front end using npm run dev. Let me pull up the website here. So here's the landing page. I called it just the Sakila Films employee view since the user story is an employee or a clerk running the store. For Milestone 2, we were meant to cover 7 user stories. I have 2 completed on the landing page here. So as you can see, as a user, I want to view the top 5 rented films, and right here, you can see top 5 rented films. Then I have them displayed using shadecn card components, and they just have placeholders for now. And then the second user story for the landing page is, as a user, I want to be able to view top 5 actors that are part of films I have in the store. And I just use the same shadecn card component. Uh, the top 5 actors are determined using the a query which counts the amount of films an actor has been a part of, and counts how many times those films have been rented. And the top 5 actors in this case are the actors who have the most rentals per film on average. Now, my remaining 5 features are all on the customer page over here. The first feature that you can see is, as a user, I want to view a full list of all customers using pagination. Here we have the catalog of customers with pagination, as, and it works. The second feature is, as a user, I want the ability to filter/search customers by their customer ID, first name or last name. You can see, for example, we'll look up Jessica. Okay, and we find customer ID 26, and then we can search for customer ID 26, and it pulls up all the IDs that have 26 in that sequence. And Jessica Hall does come up. And then if we go by last name, you can also search, and Jessica Hall is still here, along with Marshall, because it has Hall in it. The third feature I want to cover on this page is, as a user, I want to be able to view customer details and see their past and present rental history. So if you see on the right, every user has a meatball menu with the ability to view customer history. You click that for any customer, and you can see it pulls up their name, their ID, and their rental details. This customer doesn't have any current rentals. I know that ID 11 should. You look, and yeah, as you can see, they have one film that's out. The next feature is, as a user, I want to be able to add a new customer. Up at the top of this page, we have the Add Customer button. It pulls up a shadecn dialog with a shade cyan field on it. You can fill it out. Then when you're ready, you just click the Add Customer button. Then we can search that customer name, which was last name of Tess. And yeah, you can see it was added to the database. The fifth feature I'm going to showcase on the customer page, which would make this the seventh feature for individual milestone 2, is as a user, I want to be able to delete a customer if they no longer wish to patron at the store. So we'll search up that test user we made and then hit the meatball menu, delete. You can see a dialog comes up, confirms if you want to delete the username and their ID. Say yes. The page refreshes, and the user is gone. One thing I want to show though is that you cannot delete a user who has an active rental. That's a decision I made because let's say a user decides to rent like 5 films and then they call and they say they want to delete their account. Uh, if the employee is oblivious to that they have films out, then the user might be able to get away with keeping those films. And you can see here, we hit the meatball menu, delete on customer ID 11, established to have active films out. The dialog comes up, delete, and then we get a message, an error message that says cannot delete customer that since active rentals exist, and the delete is not performed. Okay, so that's all 7 features. I hope you have a good day.